Hello guys, welcome back to my page. So guys, you see the importance of every parent to be intentional about their children, because my father knew what it means to lose a child and what it means, the consequences, the risk of giving out your daughter without doing the basic thing or the basic thorough check, simply because you saw money. He was not moved by money, because had it been he was moved by money, everything done carelessly, maybe I would have been pregnant and this whole thing happened. And they say, hey, oh, Munyan is our wife. And I would become a widow. And at that point, I was much tender, I was much younger, naive. All that was in my brain then, I want to go to service, I want to work, I want to go to service. Now I will be caged in what I don't know. Now, how was the burial conducted? If you're reasonable, that should be the next line of question you should ask me. Because of his nature of death, their traditional ruler all sat in his chambers that evening, because that same day he died was the same day he was buried. He was buried by 8 p.m. in an evil forest. Yes, I'm not telling you a fairy tale. I'm telling you what actually happened before my very eyes. The first of all, after the meeting from their traditional rulers, a herbalist, yes, a dibia, so to say, how we call it, came with all these chicks, fowl, these small ones, those chicks, tied palm frond on his mouth, and was using those small chicks, going right around their compound. Maybe it's cleansing, I don't know. Cleansing right around their compound up to 10 times. Then after, and in that particular room that incident took place, he went round, and on it he was murmuring some things. Then they called the dad to reject him in his next word. To reject, he kept placing his hand on his head. He kept placing his hand off his head and taking it away, placing and taking it out, and the rest. And they warned him not to cry for the son, that the son committed suicide. And in their next word, he will never come back to their village. That is evil. That was how this young man, promising young man, just wasted, just like that, guys. A promising young man just wasted, guys. Now, the casket, I don't even know how they managed to gather all those things. They mandated everyone not to cry. And before I could look, that's my dad. My dad, he refused to enter the compound. My dad called me. The person I saw was my landlord. I didn't know. The man took my dad down to the place, because my dad doesn't know their place. So my landlord, I directed my dad to the incident. Then I picked my landlord's call and I told him, your dad is outside. He said you should come out so that you people will leave this place. I was like, how? He said, the next time I picked my dad, when I left, my father said, oh yeah, let's go. I said, I want to at least, let me say, sympathize for what? Do you want this evil to befall my family? That was what, that I've never seen my dad in that kind of mood before, ever since I was born. But the way he was so angry, he said, come on, let's go. What are you doing in this evil place? Let's leave. That was how you want to bring an inherited curse to my house, to my lineage. That was how I left that place. And the whole radio station, the whole newspaper, we are carrying it. Internet, we are carrying it. Even though internet isn't as busy as it is now, everybody, we are carrying it because they took his full photograph and everything. So guys, this was my story. Now, people now started telling me that I'm a very wise girl. Some people who were around the compound were like, they are using my language to say that this girl is very wise. So this girl is very wise. Thank God we were not there on that day that he killed himself. They would have said you stabbed him, and maybe by now you would have been in prison. Because how will you explain to the parents that someone you were peeling oranges for slaughtered himself and you are there? That was how I went to church, thanking God. But already I've had some kind of, my brain has been affected in a way that I don't stay in a place and feel safe. Each time I stay, it looked as if I'm feeling his presence. At some point, it became so severe, they have to admit me in General Hospital Onitsha, where the doctor diagnosed me of insomnia, that I'm passing a shock of a loved one is really affecting me. I can't really close my eyes. I don't sleep. Sometimes I wake up and scream. That was exactly what I passed through, guys. See my next video to now tell you how God sent his mercy my way. Bye.